Grab your coat and get your hat. Leave your worry on the doorstep and just direct those feet to the sunny side of the street. Can you hear a pitter pat? Yes, that happy tune is your step. For life, it can be so sweet. On the sunny side of the street, I used to walk in the shade with those blues on parade. Now I'm not afraid that this rover has crossed over. If I never have a son, I'll be rich as Rockefeller, with gold dust at my feet. On the sunny side of the street. Dun, 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 Grab your coat and get your hat. Leave your worry on the doorstep and just direct those feet to the sunny side of the street. Can you hear that pitter pat? Leave your worry on the doorstep, 'cause life can be so sweet on this sunny side of the street. I used to walk in the shade with those blues on parade. Now I'm not afraid that this rover has crossed over. If I never have a cent, I'll be rich as Rockefeller, 'cause gold dust is at my feet. On the sunny side of the street. On the sunny, on the sunny, on the sunny, the sunny side of the street. Good morning, everybody. Happy Sunday.
Yes.
Yeah.
I started to say, yes, Queen, yes. So, Jason Goldstein, everyone.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Always so blessed to have him in our presence sharing his gifts of music and talent. And so, good morning, everyone. I'm Reverend Dr. Keith Cox, and welcome to our Sunday morning celebration service. And so, Travis, you need me to still have the check? So, if I can have your attention, please. So we have a hearing aid that's on in the room that's feeding back into the sound system. So, well, it might be you, it might be someone else that has a hearing aid on. So if one has a hearing aid on, what would you like for them to do? You can just reduce the volume, please. Gwen, do you have a hearing aid on by chance? That is David Bowman, everyone. Tonight's his final appearance here at the Center for Spiritual Living Los Angeles. Make sure to give him a round of applause. So did it help? It helped. All right. So whoever it was, that took care of it. No. All right. So if you have hearing aids on, maybe you cannot hear me, but if you So I'm just going to need some guidance, Travis, from you as to what to do. And I'm getting a lot of feedback from me here as well. So, all right. So yes, Wendy. Well, I don't know what So why don't you talk to Travis? Can really help you a lot more with that than I can. So, all right. So as you can tell, it's going to be a community effort today. Here we grow again. Does anybody know American Sign Language? And the question is, can those individuals read American Sign Language? It's all good. So, I invite us all to take a deep breath in, take your focus, turn it towards me, right? Then turn it inward. Sherry, I'd like you to participate in this, please. And then exhale. Let's just all feel the power and the presence of why we're here today. I'd like to say hello to those watching online. And we're here today to remember who we are as divine beings, that we are imbued with and express the only thing that there is, the power of life itself. And so let's remember today that we're here to receive more inspiration from that thing itself, and to receive love, the self-giveness of spirit, whose desire, if it were to have desires, to give more of itself to itself, and it does that through you and through me. And then let's each take a moment and feel gratitude for the blessing of the opportunity to be here. And if that resonates with you, I invite you to take a deep breath in, and all together say, on the count of 3, amen, hallelujah, and so it is. 1, 2, 3. Amen, hallelujah, and so it is. All right. So welcome to our Sunday morning rally. That's what it feels like. The energy is exciting, and I'm so happy you're all here. We come together the second Sunday of every month with the purpose of feeling the presence of each other, of connecting to spirit within us, and to learn, to grow, and to be inspired. Today's a very special day here for us. It's one not only because we're together, and there are some of you here for the first time, and we can look into each other's eyes and feel the presence of each other, but it's a day where we're also saying in the physical world goodbye, not because they've deceased, but because they're moving to Washington. Our beloved staff minister, Reverend Lenore Edney, and her illustrious, loving husband, David Bowman. And so thank you all for being here to acknowledge them. In thinking about today, I realize that we all have opportunities to have celebrations in life. And today is a day to celebrate all that we've got to share in person with Reverend Lenore and David over the years, and to let that be a remembrance and a reminder to us of the blessing that we have of those in our lives that we love, and to remember to shine our light upon them, to shed any inhibitions that we have, keep that in context, and to honor the divine that exists within each and every one of us. So I invite you to stand. Jason's going to play a little piano music underneath us. And in our philosophy, faith, and way of life, we're taught that there is only one thing that exists. It's the light, the life, the love of God. It exists within you and it exists within me. So I invite you to sing the song with me. Jason doesn't know it, so it's okay if he just plays piano. And it's this. You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You got it? So I invite you to sing that with me and then sing it to each other. Ready? 1, 2, 3. You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You have permission to move around the room and sing to each other. You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. 2 more times. You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. And so we share this time together today of honoring each other, feeling the power in the presence, and letting it be the opportunity to have a spark, an ignition, if you will, within us of the lights of the divine that exists within us. That's nature is peace and power and beauty and joy and light, life, love, and wisdom. And today we invite it in as kindness. We share that with each other. Thank you. Each Sunday morning we have a ritual that's called Calling in the Light. And typically we invite Reverend Lenore up to give it and to read something and then give a prayer. I chose today to not have her do that because it's my intention for her, she, and David to be the recipient of the energy that we have developed in here today. And as I was reflecting back on my time with Reverend Lenore and David, which has, come on in guys, which has been many years now, way beyond the realm of my being in this role here. Back when Lenore and David had a center in Sierra Madre and have spoken there, and then I gave you guys a sound system in the New York. We have a long, rich history. And I thought, what is the one conduit? If I were to think of this couple and them individually, what comes up for me? And the word joy comes up. That they live in joy, they share joy, they give joy, they receive joy. Many of you know that my acronym for joy is just open yourself. And one of the things that I'm going to speak specifically about our beloved Reverend Lenore right now, that it's her way of living is to just open herself up to the new experience. To give anew, to receive anew, to play anew, to revel in the thing within us playing anew inside of her. And it shows up in a multitude of creative ways. If you see on your chair today a new brochure that we have to hand out, is very colorful. And we had the opportunity last week to have a booth at National Night Out here in the neighborhood. And it was the last minute, and I was like, I don't know if we can pull it together. I sent it out to the board, and they're like, yes, let's do this. And so Star and Olivia and I went and stood there and handed out all these brochures, handed out 100 or more of them, right? But we got to get the brochure because our beloved Lenore stepped up in a blink of an eye and created this for us. And so I think that speaks to the love that is Reverend Lenore Edney, and of course, David as well. And so this morning, as we move into our ritual called Calling in the Light, I'm going to do it a little different today. And I invite us to remember that every time that we have lit the candle or called in the light, we've done so, and I'm going to paraphrase here, but we've invited in the consciousness of life here. That we do it as a reminder that we are all one life, expressing as sentient beings, and oftentimes we call it the flames of faith, and we honor and acknowledge the differences of humanity and the way that people choose to believe and honor that. And we always end with calling it the healing candle. And so today I'm inviting us to light this candle as the healing candle. Dr. Ernest Holmes says that healing is the act of revealing wholeness or oneness. And so I invite you to affirm for me and with me today that we are affirming wholeness and healing and revitalization of energy for David and Lenore on this journey and this adventure they have before them. And I'd like to read from a book that I think speaks to these individuals. And it's titled The Book of Joy. And it's the subtitle of Lasting Happiness in a Changing World. And it's a conversation between His Holiness the Dalai Lama and the Archbishop Desmond Tutu. And it begins, the excerpt that I'd like to read, stating this. These two men remind us that how we choose to act each day is what matters. Even holy men have to act like holy men. But how we think holy men act, serious and severe, pious and reserved, is hardly how these two greet the world. I picked that piece because our beloved Reverend Lenore, at one point in her life, was a sister in a clergy who has chosen the pathway of being holy, reminds us that it's not about the garb, it's not about the title, it's not about even really any acclamations. It's about how one chooses to be. Joy, yes. So the piercing is still happening. So do we think it's a hearing aid? Okay, so Gwen, do you have hearing aids on? Do you mind turning them off for just a second? Let's see if that's what's doing it. It's all good. All right, did that take care of it? Okay. So when we come together in September, we'll bring someone in that recalibrates hearing aids. That'll be good. See, in every situation, there's an opportunity for joy. Continuing in the book, what is this thing called joy? Thank you. And how is it possible that it can evoke such a wide range of feelings? How can the experience of joy span from those tears of joy at a birth to an irrepressible belly laugh at a joke to a serenely contented smile during meditation? Joy seems to blanket this entire emotional expanse. Paul Ekman, famed emotions researcher and longtime friend of the Dalai Lama, has written that joy is associated with feelings as varied as the following: pleasure of the five senses, amusement from a chuckle to a belly laugh, contentment, a calmer kind of satisfaction, excitement in response to novelty or challenge, relief following upon another emotion such as fear, anxiety, or even pleasure, wonder before something astonishing and admirable, ecstasy or bliss transporting us outside ourselves, exultation at having accomplished a difficult or daring task, radiant pride when our children earn a special honor, elevation from having witnessed an act of kindness, generosity, or compassion, gratitude, the appreciation of a selfless act of which one is the beneficiary, and rejoicing in someone else's happiness what Buddhists called mudita, delight or enchantment, a shining kind of contentment, and last, spiritual radiance, a serene joy born from a deep well-being and benevolence. I affirm that these exist as David and Lenore in each one of you. And so as we close our ritual, Jason will take us through our song. And feel free to sing along.
There is one flame that burns in our hearts. There is one light that shines through our love. We light this flame with faith. We light this flame with faith. We find this light within our own soul. There is one flame, one light within.
And so it is. And so it is. Yes, thank you. So glad you're all here today. And let's say hello to those watching us online through Facebook and, not Facebook, through Zoom and YouTube Live. For those of you that can't see them all, they're all waving at you. So I'm happy to wave as well. So great handout, right? So let's all, as we hold it and feel it, not only express gratitude for Reverend Lenore, but also believe that all the individuals we handed it to last Tuesday, was it Tuesday night? The days are all running together. That energy is just pulsating out into the land and coming back with us as healing for us. So Jason, you have another song for us.
Yeah, I do. I love this one.
And we have a musical surprise for you. So.
Somewhere over the rainbow, way up high, there's a land that I've heard of once in a lullaby. Somewhere over the rainbow, skies are blue, and the dreams that you dare to dream of, they really do come true. Someday I'll wish upon a star and wake up where those clouds are far behind me. Where troubles melt like lemon drops, way above those chimney tops. That's where you'll find me. Somewhere over Bluebirds fly, they fly over the rainbow. Then why, oh why can't I? Someday I'll wish upon a star and wake up where those clouds are far behind me. Where troubles melt like lemon drops, way above those chimney tops, that's where you'll find me. Somewhere over the rainbow, bluebirds fly. Those birds fly over the rainbow. Then why, oh why can't I? If happy little bluebirds fly beyond the rainbow, and oh why can't I? Thanks, y'all.
Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate that. Thanks again. Thank you.
Let's give him another round of applause.
Oh, thank you.
So as promised, we have a surprise this morning. You know, as we can look around the room, and our congregation and community for years we've skewed more towards the higher chronological numbers. And so we haven't really been, we haven't had, as a rule, a lot of chronologically youthful energy, even though we are all youthful at heart. But we have had a beloved young man who's come in here because of his family and been with us, and has always shined his light so bright, and he's stood up and lit the candle with me, and he's just full of vivacious energy. And so he has just returned from 2 weeks at band camp. And so we have invited him, and he volunteered to do this, to do a little performance for us. So I'd like to invite up to the bema. Yeah. Dare Logan Butler, 11 years old. You can keep going towards your instrument. Get your instrument there. And watch that water bottle. I'm getting out of the frame. I know, Travis. And he's going to perform for us a little medley, correct? Some excerpts. I'm going to help you there. And we all know what it's like, right? To go and do something that we've never done before in public in front of people that we don't really know. When we look out, they don't necessarily look like our peers. And yet what we know is we are all one family, and we're all one peers. And we're here to receive, support, honor, and love, right? All right, so ladies and gentlemen, everything in between and beyond, it is my great distinct honor and pleasure to present to you dear Logan Butler.
not done. It's just a rat. No, I'm not done. I'm still not done. It's still a break. Wait. Now I'm done.
Thank you, dear. And his beloved family we have here. We have Olivia and Star as moms. And my great grandmother is here. Right? And dearie best friend, right? I don't know your name, but glad you're here. Yes, glad you're here. Good. So I want to begin my message for today with this quote from Ram Dass. Everything, and I want you to take it in as I read it to you and just have it absorbed into your being. Everything in your life, I must state that piece again, everything in your life is there as a vehicle for your transformation. Use it. Now, I heard some people literally go, ooh, when I said that. But let's take that in again, just both as maybe information, as an affirmation, as inspiration. Everything in your life is there as a vehicle for your transformation. Use it. I love the piece of this quote that says it's a vehicle for your transformation. It's not saying you have to take everything in your life and own it. It's saying acknowledge it and then use it as a vehicle for your transformation. What it's telling us to do is to live our life as it is a laboratory, as it's a spiritual experiment, to remember that we are always ever evolving. And we will know later in this, whether we're doing that consciously or not, as to how we use our mind. And to remember that when things show up in life that appear to be less than optimum, anyone ever had that happen? Yeah, where things show up in life that's less than optimum, that it's just life showing us our growing edges. And to remember that everything that shows up in life, everything is an opportunity for us to become more aware of how we're using it, the thing itself, but also how we're using it, the thing itself, spirit itself. And then to invite into our awareness, our field of awareness, our mindset, our conscious use of the energy that we are imbued with, to then use it purposefully, more consciously, abundantly, freely, and joyfully. And so I ask you to invite into your mindset right now, if there's anything going on in your life that you may not have that view of it, as if it's a vehicle for transformation, and then begin to frame it that it's that way. Dennis Kimbrough writes this, and I love this statistic, and we're going to choose to believe it's true. Life is 10% what happens to us, and 90% how we react to it. Think about that. And that's not just when you're angry. It's not just when you're in a state of jubilation. It's not just when we're singing, "You are the face of God." It's always 10% of what's actually going on, and then 90% of how we react or respond to life itself. Colin Tipping, the great author, takes it a bit deeper. And he says at the soul level, we get precisely what we need in our lives for our spiritual growth. How we judge what we get determines whether we experience life as painful or joyful. That resonated. Let's hear it again. At the soul level, we get precisely what we need in our lives for our spiritual growth. Now, many would argue, my previous teacher would argue, that's actually not true. I'm going to choose to believe that he had an error in his understanding for that. And let's take this in as it is true, not because there is a power out there saying, I'm going to punish you or I'm going to put you to the test. It's just that if you really break it down in our philosophy, faith, and way of life, where we're taught that everything is mind and everything that will be, shall be, or has been thought in mind already exists. And because we individualize the thing itself, it is revealing through us its self, which is mental energy. Then there can't be any mental energy that is wrong. It just simply is mental energy. Where it becomes right or wrong is how we choose to use it. So now let's hear the quote again from that perspective. At the soul level, we get, through the period of experience, we get precisely what we need in our lives for our spiritual growth. We're going to come back in circle. We're going to parking lot that spiritual growth piece. How we judge what we get determines whether we experience life as painful or joyful. Today we started out our service in honoring Lenore and David and them being joyful beings with the intent of not only acknowledging them as that, but to remind each of us that we have the opportunity within us to make a decision always in life, no matter what's going on in life, whether we want to engage in it as painful or joyful. He tells us that at the soul level is that which is beyond our thinking mind. We get what we need in our lives for our spiritual growth. What he doesn't say is that our spiritual growth automatically happens. What he's telling us here is it's there as an opportunity, as a vehicle, as a means for us to look at and go, how am I going to use this that's shown up in my life? One might say, if they were a minister at the Center for Spiritual Living Los Angeles, loving someone and appreciating them as a staff minister and their husband, them leaving would be a crappy thing, right? It may have pain involved in it. But I also know it's exuberantly more joyful than there's any pain in it. Why? Because they're going to do something that they love in life. They're on an adventure in life. And because we love them, yes, with the human emotion of hearts and emojis and all the dance, and they're going to get a cake and roses and all that stuff. Yeah, all that exists. But it's transcendent of that. Because we love them at the level of love itself as the self-givingness of spirit whose desires to create more of itself out of itself. The only way it does that is through you and through me. Then therefore we have a choice in life, a thing that may be perceived as crappy or good. We're choosing it's good, right? To then step into joy as a result of that, just open ourselves and honor the divine that is making itself known in a new way, in an opportunity and an experience in life that may look different than we want, but what we know, because we've all lived life as long as we have, is that at the end of the day, it is indeed a catalyst for more good to show up. Why is that? Because that's its nature. And because you and I individualize it, then that is our nature. No matter what is going on in life, it is indeed good. Uppercase G, O-O-D. Meaning it's a mirroring of that which is uppercase G, lowercase o, uppercase D, God. It's all just God, right? One of my favorite quotes of all times. It's been the foundation of my life in my ministry since I heard this quote. And you all have heard it numerous times. I think it's very pertinent and appropriate for all of us at this stage in our life, but on this day of celebrating and setting free two individuals that we love so much. And it's by the great teacher Gary Zukav. And it's this: choice is the engine of our evolution. If you choose unconsciously, you will evolve unconsciously. If you choose consciously, you will evolve consciously. Now he gets to the meat of it. Choosing to evolve consciously is much better than unconsciously, and most often far less painful. Trust me, he says, been there, done that. And then he goes on to give us, as the beloved Dr. David Walker used to say, the salient point. The power of choice is the greatest gift you've been given, second only to the gift of life itself. Today we're at a crossroads because it's today. Because every day we're at a crossroads to ask ourselves, how are we using the gifts that we've been given? First, the gift of life, and second, the gift of choice. Voltaire, the French Enlightenment writer, and I love that that is how he's described as a French Enlightenment writer, philosopher from the 17th century, says this: God, and you get to choose what that power means to you and what that word means to you. God, in our teaching, we believe it to be the infinite, universal mind, gave us the gift of life. It's up to us to give ourselves the gift of living well. Is right. So today I invite all of us to invite into our field of awareness a willingness and a commitment and an intention to live well. And then to make a decision to take a deep breath and to become conscious into our evolution and to then live well. And then to live well and to live well. Why is that important? It's important because our mind is a sponge waiting to see what we're placing into it. And then it responds to us, as Holmes says, by corresponding, providing us fields of experience, events, circumstances, conditions, outcomes, however you'd like to describe it, that are reflective of the totality of what's taking place in our mind. Life is 10% what happens, 90% how we respond to it. Our theme for the month is Ain't Got No Summertime Blues. I love that theme. Of course, I came up with it. But I love it because it gives us the opportunity. Here we are in August. Are you guys getting cold? Yeah. Oh, a little, okay. Air conditioner? Off. Okay, so ain't got no summertime blues, meaning that we have before us the choice, because in August it's like summertime blues, right? That we can not have the blues. Obviously, it's not just August, it's a frame of mind, as well as any other time in life, to remember that we have before us the opportunity to choose life as painful or joyful. One of my beloved teachers, who's sorry she can't be here today, and very dear friends and friends of Lenore and David, Maureen Hoyt, says that we all have spiritual awakenings. I'm going to paraphrase this. And we are going through life having spiritual awakenings. Her name is Maureen Hoyt. And those come to us through either inspiration or desperation. And it doesn't mean that one is worse than the other. What's important is having the mindset of the awareness to know that that's how they show up. And if it shows up out of desperation, then choose to use it as a vehicle for transformation in life. And as we're feeling it and hearing it and learning from it and engaging in it, then make a choice to then find joy in it. Because there's always blessings no matter what. What's the opposite of feeling the blues? It's this. and according to this definition. One such example is feeling blue in life, meaning feeling depressed in spirits, dejected, melancholy. Anybody ever been there? You think you're going to ever be there again? Yeah, maybe at 12:45 today, right? Maybe not. But it will come again, because that's nature. It's the nature of nature. We're human beings. We're imbued with the ability to think, right? We have the ability to contemplate. Because we have that power, sometimes it feels like it's working against us. But it's not working against us. It's there for us to use it. The opposite of this meaning of blue is rose or rosy, cheerful or optimistic. We can see the sense of meaning of rose in the expression of rose-colored glasses, meaning a cheerful or optimistic view of things, meaning choosing joy. Today, on this great day of August the 11th in the year 2024, you and I have before us an opportunity, as we always do, to invite into our field of awareness, to our ability to think, through our life of intention, to use the gift of life anew, to let go of everything that has happened in life up to this very moment. Just let it go. You know, I love that song by Ricky Byers-Beckwith. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life. And my heart is open wide, 'cause I'm only here for God. And then it goes on and on and on. But as much as, you know, whatever that song means to you, it means a lot to me. What I think it's telling us is to remember that even the good stuff that shows up in life, what's really important for us to do is to release it. To release it and let it go so that we may open up. Now, Ricky's affirming that that's true with that song right now. She's saying, now do it in a rap version, right? I release, I let go. Anyway, but where I'm going with this is that because we have a choice in front of our life, it's someone's phone, it's just what it is. Remember, 10% of life is what happens, 90% is what we respond to. You're all good, Gwen. It's all good. Gwen, here's the way I look at things like that. If your phone wasn't ringing right now and we weren't hearing it, Gwen, that would mean you're probably not. If we weren't hearing it, that would mean you're not here. And what's really important is that you're here. Yeah? So that we get to witness you. It's just an effing phone, right? Right? That's the word faith, by the way. It's just a faithing phone, right? It's just a phone. You know what phones do? They ring, if you have the ringer turned on, but they just ring. That's what they do. Life is 10% of what happens, 90% of how we respond. If you get nothing else today, walk away with that in your mind. But where I was going with this, before Ricky and God interrupted us, was this. Find something in your life that is a touchstone. One for me is the quote of choice of the engine of evolution. I could tell you all kinds of stories about how that quote has shown up in my life, and you'd think, really? I'm like, because that's the way it works, man. When you least expect it, the Lord shows up in mysterious ways, they say. But to find something, whether it's music or a poem or a mantra or a ringer on a phone or whatever it may be, to be a catalyst and a reminder to change your thinking so that you can. Exactly. One for me is, I love to use a poem or lyrics, and I'm going to share with us one right now that is very touching to me. And we've all heard it before, but it's one that it's a bit lengthy, but it can be used as a catalyst for all of us to remember our role in the creative process of life, of being conscious evolutionists, those that are choosing to evolve consciously so that the life that we're experiencing in life feels better, we know it's better, and it's far more joyful than painful. And here are the lyrics. If I lived every moment as a prayer, what kind of world would I create? With every thought, if I could lift somebody up, never noticing the things I hate, because we all see what we want to see, regardless of how things are. So will I listen to the shouts of anger or hear the whispers of my heart? I want to lead with love. Let the rest fall away, remembering the power of my voice because I make peace of war. With all I do and say, every moment I make the choice. So I want to lead. I want to lead with love. Will we ever know just how powerful we are when everything is rooted in belief? Those waves of fear, let them crash into the shore. Just shower your love for all the world to see. So when people around me say how different we are, I'm going to choose to remember we all beat with the same heart. Love is the answer. Love comes back to you. So take a look around and tell me, what could your love do? We're all on a journey of finding personal self-empowerment through a spiritual awakening. Today, as a collective, whether we're online or in person, we've invited in a spiritual awakening. A spiritual awakening, in our metaphysical terms, means a remembrance of who we are as one with the sea of consciousness of life. Today, there has been a spark that has been ignited within each and every one of us. The key is, are we going to feel it? Are we going to allow it? And, most importantly, are we going to use it as a vehicle for transformation in our life? And then to remember, it's not just our life we're talking about. It's life, because there's only one life. It just shows up as an individualization as you, and as me, and as you, and as me. And that is a blessing. So your charge for the day is to lead with love. Yes, the emotion, the emojis, the hearts, all of it. But to give yourself the instruction, almost the covenant and commitment to go deeper. And to say to the self, uppercase S, I'm here. Use me. Shine your light. You are spirit. Your nature is to give of yourself, as yourself, through yourself. That's your nature. Well, by God, literally, I'm your vehicle. Namaste. Thank you. Jason has another song for us.
Lost and weary traveler, searching for the way to go. Stranger and heavy-hearted, longing for someone you know. May you find a light. May you find a light. May you find a light to guide you home. There are weary travelers searching everywhere you go. Strangers who are searching, longing deeply to be their own. May you find a light. guide you home. May you find light. May you find light. May you find a light to guide you home. May you find a light. May you find a light. May you find a light to guide you home, to guide you home, to guide you home.
Thank you, thank you.
What an exceptional song.
Yeah,
Yeah.
beautiful one.
And your performance of it. And it wasn't a performance, it was your channeling of it. It's really incredible. Thank you. Very touching. Very touching. Thank you. So I'm going to set us up now. We have an opportunity to support our community financially. And so I'd like to, Jesus in just a moment is going to pass, in just a moment he's going to pay, he gets excited. He's going to pass out an envelope, and then we also give you the opportunity to support us online. You go to our website, CSL-LA.org, and the app in the App Store, and do that. And just know that we deeply appreciate all financial support of continuing this as a thriving ministry for all of us, and continuing to support our home here. And every Sunday morning when we walk in here, albeit just once a month, you can feel it's home for us. And so I'm so happy that we have this space and that we continue to do that. And so with that said, I invite now, you've got a song for us that's going to be our giving song. Jesus is going to pass, and as he walks by, feel free to, if anyone would like to support, feel free to place it in the bag.
Spirit gives through me, Spirit receives through me, Spirit lives and breathes through me. Spirit lives and breathes through me. Spirit gives through us, Spirit receives through us, Spirit lives and breathes through us. Spirit lives and breathes through us.
And so it is. So a big thank you to Jason Goldstein today.
Thank you, guys, thank you.
As always, such a pleasure to have him here. A big thank you to Dare for sharing his light with us today. Thank you to Travis Smith, who always keeps us in line with our audio and visual, and to Robert Hensley, who's managing our social media from afar and handling our YouTube and all of that. A big thank you to each one of you. A reminder that we have a new thought text for the day that goes out each morning. Please feel free to sign up for that. You can find all this information on our website, csl-la.org, or the app in the App Store. I invite you all to, and we have a newsletter that goes out the first part of the week, and every Wednesday morning at 7:30, I guide a weekly online meditation. And I really encourage you that if you are not, even if you are driving, but if you're, to not close your eyes if you're driving, listen to it. But find a way during the week to tune in to that meditation, whether it's live or after we send it out as an audio form later. That's really wonderful. For those of you that are on there, would you agree? Yes. I'm not saying that asking for approval. It's really good. I start my day, of late I've been starting my day. There's a minister in Atlanta that started a program, and I'm going to get the name of it wrong because I'm still buzzing from giving the message, but it's something about aligning your consciousness in the right way for the election that's happening. And every morning at 7 o'clock, there's a phone call that goes out. And I'm always out walking my little girl, my four-legged spiritual offspring at that hour. And I love taking that call. And there are moments when I'm like, ugh, that voice is getting on my nerves. And the minute it gets on my nerves, I think to myself, I need to tune in and listen. Like if that's the, I'm experiencing the exact opposite of the energy it's inviting me to listen to, right? Tune in, dude. So, but I share that with you because as we go through these times in life right now, with a lot of energy coming at us, a lot of information, give yourself the gift of tuning into that which serves your soul. So speaking of serving our soul, we're going to get our soul served with a little kind of fun gathering after the service, honoring David and Lenore with some food to ingest. But prior to that, I would like to close today with something kind of special. Are you guys up for it? Yes. Good. So for those of you that have challenging standing, it may be challenging for you, but we're going to figure out how to do this. What I'd like to do, and those of you online will just get to experience this in the way to do it, I'd like for us to create a big circle and to hold hands and to put David and Lenore in the middle right here. And Edward, we'd like to make way for you to come forward. If you guys could move these chairs so Edward can come forward. We're going to need to pull a chair forward for Gwen to sit in. Thank you, thanks, Logan. And the purpose of this is to bless our beloveds as they stand in the center. You can come hold my hand. Perfect. Thank you. And for those of you watching online, we're bringing Lenore and David into the center of the circle. And so why don't you guys come this way? You guys come over here. It's okay. Okay. So I just need to stay here in the camera. So can you guys come this way? Here you go. So it's a funky looking circle, but life is 10% of, right? You know, an egg may look funky, but it still can create a béarnaise sauce. So we're standing here in a circle representing the oneness of life, holding each other's hand. Let's squeeze the hand to the person to our right and the person to our left. And remember that we began today by singing the song, "You Are the Face of God." We have two faces of God before us. I'm going to read something that I would like to be as the template for this blessing. Arm, arm. It's from Black Elk's vision. I was standing on the highest mountain of them all, and round about beneath me was the whole hoop of the world. And while I stood there, I saw more than I can tell, and I understood more than I saw. For I was seeing in a sacred manner the shapes of all things in the Spirit, and the shape of all shapes as they must live together like one being. And I saw that the sacred hoop of my people was one of many hoops that made one circle, wide as daylight and as starlight. And in the center grew one mighty flowering tree to shelter all children of one another, of one mother and one father. And I saw that it was holy. We bless you. We honor you. We appreciate you. And simply say thank you. And so it is. And so we have another song that we're going to sing, and then we're going to go let them eat cake.
This is Let There Be Peace on Earth.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as the power, united all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
Have a fabulous Sunday, everyone. See you in the courtyard. To those of you who are online, thank you for being a part of our community. We love you. Have a great day. Namaste.